Good morning, Master Traders. Greg here. I'm going to go a quick review of the market and a couple of stocks here. As you know, we had a pretty decent move up yesterday in the broader markets. The markets have been able to hold here on this retest of this bottoming tail reversal bar. And we had this, let's get a pen here, this big, ugly topping tail that had formed on this retest here. And there was a lot of choppy consolidation that was going on. And then we had the crack to the downside. The question was, can it get through here? And we were betting, we had some puts at that time on the spiders that they were going to continue to move down. And we had a really nice profit, and we thought prices would come down into here. And we actually stopped out over a 30-minute high on this gap down day as it reversed it back up again. So it was a profitable trade, but we were really looking for, a bigger move that did not play out. Now, to my surprise, the market's ability to hold up. I think a lot of people have been surprised, with this choppy move and what it started to roll over. And now this move right back up, this deep retracement back up into the resistance. So there's a lot of congestion overhead here to deal with, which suggests we're really not going to go anywhere far today. Now, with that having happened, and looking at this ability to hold up here, the weekly chart's starting to shape up quite nicely. And we had, a nice run. It got a bit extended, and now prices are pulling back. And there's the bottoming tail. There's the bottoming tail. Here's the retest. Today is Friday, as you know, and assuming that the market doesn't fall apart, we get a green candle. And so that's a pretty convincing setup on whatever time frame you'd be looking at to suggest a move higher, as long as it can get through this area right here, which it has to get through here, which is a pretty messy congestion area. So ideally, what happens is we get some sideways movement to get away from this area. In other words, as it goes sideways, what happens is demand, buyers, begin to absorb the supply, and prices can move sideways away from that a little bit, maybe chop around, even maybe get a bottoming tail bar or a downside shakeout, and we've got a nice pattern to push higher from there. It's an idea, it's a possibility. We have to have different scenarios, especially when you have this type of congestion where we don't have clarity. So we have different scenarios as to what the possibilities are. And one of the rules that you can have is when you're looking at a time frame that, such as the daily here, which is choppy and consolidating, and it doesn't really point you in a direction, a convincing direction, you jump to a higher time frame. And that should bring clarity. And if it doesn't, historically, typically just stay away from it. Go to something else. The markets here, pre-market, these are the futures. This is what's happening right now. They're holding up. They're going sideways after, a sharp move higher. And this type of sharp move higher creates what I call the price void, meaning there's no support underneath the here right now. However, prices are holding up and they're going sideways, which says buyers are confident. There was a big move up here. I'm not too concerned about taking my money. Some are, obviously, but others, are stepping up and they're buying. Now, do we want to buy here? Well, not unless you're looking for an intraday play. From a swing perspective, with this mess right here, it really makes no sense whatsoever. Now, historically, with a daily chart like this and even a sideways pattern, pre-market, buying a breakout isn't the greatest of setups. It could work out, but this type of setup often has a breakout failure, and then it comes back in again. So, you have your own plan. I won't be playing any breakout if it begins to break out. However, let's opening this up a little bit here. If prices were able to, get through this area, it does open up the door to a move up to there. And I would then be looking to play in here from an intraday trading point of view. I'm still not interested whatsoever from a daily time frame point of view. All right. Let's take a quick look at the NASDAQ. We're getting close to the open. Possibly a head and shoulders top forming here. We will see. Still the weekly looks good. Need a little time there. BA. It's on my focus list today. If it can push through this area right here, we can get a move up into here. Speaking to Dan about potentially some a put spread on this. I wasn't interested myself, only because of the time consideration to hold it. And of course, I'm not so sure what this market's going to do because of our market internals, meaning sentiment here is becoming bearish. Too many option traders now betting this market's going to go up. The pattern still points to that possibility if it can get through right here. And what that would set up, if it could, is that we would then have our breadth internal in alignment, meaning market moves up, breadth becomes overbought, option traders buying calls, and historically that sets up a very high odds situation for the market to correct, whereas we had alignment. We have to have breadth and sentiment in alignment. Over here, where they got bearish, the market did the most bullish thing you could do. It went sideways and corrected through time, right, versus pulling back in price. Now, over here, as it comes up into this area, assuming it does, and we have that alignment, we could then get a breakout failure. And this all could be a very large topping pattern. We'll have to see how it all plays out. Right now, we got a lot of sideways movement going on here, so we need to let this play out, as I say, and see where things go next week. And if we do get the move up, which this overall pattern right now is suggesting that could happen. We had the retest. It's been able to retrace back up into this area, and if it can do that, our internals are going to come into alignment with each other, and then we'll get some type of a topping pattern. Historically, that is what happens in a correction, and as that all plays out, we will update all as to that and what we're doing at that time. So, great trading today. Have a terrific weekend. If you haven't done so, stop in at the site, mastertrader.com. We've got a trial going on right now, 21 days. You can get the letter and all our updates for $1. And if you're willing to commit $1 to check us out, you can do that at the site. Have a great day. Bye-bye.